ELI5. What does it mean when people say that Tesla stock is overvalued? People usually look at the ratio between the price of a share and the earnings of the company divided by the number of shares. Pretty much all the major car manufacturers typically have PE ratios of something like 10 to 20. Tesla's sits at something like 60 and in 2020 got as high as 900. Having a high price to earnings ratio implies that investors think the firm is likely to grow in earnings in the future, in this case by a lot. It's very easy to see why people might think investors are wrong about this and the stock is thus artificially inflated by hype. At one point Tesla in 2020 was valued higher than all car manufacturers combined. And back then you could also talk to people who genuinely believe that all cars will be Tesla. I mean, we know how large is the population of Earth. We also have UN projections showing that it will likely not grow beyond 10 billion people. Not everyone owns a car, not everywhere people even started to transition to EVs. Yet, Tesla valuation often suggests that everyone will drive a Tesla and all other car giants will go bankrupt. This is ridiculous. There is a famous formula by Peter Lynch, price-earnings growth. If a company's stock is worth $100, and the entire company's profits are $1 a share, the company has to be growing at least 100 every year, compounded for the next 5 years for it to be valued correctly. Otherwise, you use the Benjamin Graham formula, which roughly works out to be, price earnings 15 or so, depending on interest rates. Tesla stock must be supported by Tesla's ability to make money, otherwise, it's speculation. It's because in theory, a share is worth however much in profit that you will be getting from that company throughout the lifetime of that company. Right now if you buy a share of Tesla, it would take 67 years for Tesla to generate enough profit for you to make your money back. This is very simplified and ignores that profits aren't directly distributed as dividends or buybacks until later in a company's life cycle and that Tesla's revenues continue to grow rapidly on the time value of money discount rate. Tesla used to be the only real EV game on the market, but now, almost every manufacturer is making or starting to make EVs of quality, and these competitors have a lot more experience than Tesla at making autos. Tesla seem to have more problems than any other car right now. I am not considering a Tesla, whereas 2 years ago, it was strongly considered. Elon's Looney Tunes behavior isn't helping. I don't think that any reasonable person would have confidence in buying a Tesla right now. Look at their competition. Ford stock F is 12.7 times their earnings. GM stock GM is 5.16 times their earnings. Toyota stock TM is 10.94 times their earnings. Honda stock HMC is 10.67 times their earnings. Tesla stock TSLA is 73.61 times their earnings. One of these things is not like the others. Tesla trades more like a speculative tech company than a large car manufacturer, and many investors wonder how long that can last. Tesla is worth a ton compared to the actual size of the company and their sales. X200B. But saying that the stock is overvalued is an opinion. A stock is valued what people pay for it. So if these people are so sure that Tesla is overvalued, then why aren't they putting in massive short positions to make lots of money when the market adapts? Because they aren't that sure that Tesla is actually overvalued, it's just an opinion. It's the same when people disagree about what a car or a house or anything else is worth. Some think it's worth more, some think it's worth less. The market capitalization is the price the market agreed on. Anyone holding a Tesla share for the current price thinks it's worth that much. Anyone who doesn't think it's worth that much, well, wouldn't buy a share or would have sold it already. Compared to other auto industry companies, the Tesla stock is extremely high, but what people forget is that Tesla is not just an auto industry company. It's also a data and energy company. It would be comparing apples and oranges. However, most people see that the share price for Tesla is too high for the level of profit they make. Elon once said, "I hate short sellers." Some people found evidence that Tesla was in fact a slow short squeeze where people bet against the stock, borrow too many shares thinking that the general public would just panic sell. You can't hold short sells without paying money, whilst holding long is free. Tesla also isn't that unique anymore. All the big car companies are taking electric seriously now and in all likelihood will do it better and scale more efficiently. I'm sure Tesla will go down more of a specialized battery route, but they are totally overvalued given their turnover and profitability. The value of a company is theoretically, its breakup value, the value of its profits, and the present value of all future profits. The vast majority of Tesla's value is its future profits. Saying it is overvalued means you don't think its future profits will be enough to justify its current price. While stock is worth what you can sell it for right now in one sense. But on the other hand, it is tied to a real company with real financials, and sometimes the stock price can get way inflated above what the company has for assets and earnings prospects. Saying a stock is overvalued is itself a valued judgment, not a statement of fact. Other than that, it's a fact that it's the person's opinion. Just to be clear, if I say X stock is overvalued, it means that I personally think the price will drop soon. Tesla makes a lot of its money by selling carbon credits to other car manufacturers. As other car companies produce more and more electric cars, they will have to buy less carbon credits from Tesla. It just means that people think the stock price will be lower in the future than it is today. The reasons behind their thinking, as per the many comments here, can vary. You usually buy stocks because they pay you dividends. Tesla doesn't. It's purchased by Elon lovers and speculators.